Hello and welcome to the Caymanas Park Highlight Show. In this week's edition, we'll recap the race card from Saturday, February 18. 9 races were on offer, including the Race 7 feature event, the I Love February Trophy. Let's start with Race 1. This was a 4-year-old and up optional claiming event over a distance of 1,400 meters. Silent Cat, fresh off the claim and now conditioned by trainer Delroy Wisdom, reflected a lot of stable confidence on the tote.
Field in line for the first of 9. They're off, 1,400 meters. Military Shot and Junior Jones came off a beat slowly as they make their way now toward the final 6 furlongs, and they're sorting themselves out, and Divine Lexi gets that lead by a half a length as they slip past the 6. War of the Roses in pursuit on the outside. Length and a half to 2 lengths back to Purple Wayne and Undecided glued together. My Time now fading back 6 lengths off that lead, joined by Military Shot on the go. Silent Cat is racing out widest of them all. Toward the back of the field in the orange sleeves, that's My Mum Just, and a long way last, it's a Junior Jones the Grey as they charge up, passing the half mile and now run into that turn. War of the Roses battling for that lead. Undecided has moved up now to challenge, and these two go at it. Silent Cat needs to find 2.5 to 3 lengths as they leave the 3. In behind them are ridden along Divine Lexi, a break of some 3 lengths back to My Mum Just, then Military Shot toward the outside. Junior Jones now beginning to make some ground as they're about to come thundering into the lane. Behind those, that's a Purple Wayne toward the back of the field, but they're into it now, and Undecided has stepped wide. In the center, that's War of the Roses. Over against the rail, it is Silent Cat, and Silent Cat has the lead. On the run to the furlong pole, it is Silent Cat being pushed out, holding a 4-length advantage. War of the Roses, My Mum Just asked to come on. Undecided plugging away on the outside, but it is Silent Cat in the capable hands of Roger Hewitt, pouring it on in the end, and will win by a huge gap, maybe 12 or more. It's tight for second. Could be War of the Roses over My Mum Just, also tight behind between Junior Jones and on the far rail Divine Lexi.
The 4-5 favourite with jockey Roger Hewitt aboard dismantled the 9-horse field by an impressive 12 3/4 lengths, covering the distance in 1 minute 31 1/5 of a second. The day's second event was a restricted allowance race for the native-bred 3-year-old and up, maiden importees 3-year-old and up. Philip Viani OD had a double entry in the 7-horse field.
Ready? They're off. Almost perfect start. Platinum Force and Inspire Force toward the back along with Burlap and Sister D. But Bootylicious, as expected, comes dashing out of the gates and grabs that quick lead. Bulletproof Coffee is chasing down on the inside as they sort themselves out on the front end and run toward the half mile. It is Bootylicious who leads up from Bulletproof Coffee. Duracell races on the outside, now slipping narrowly past Bulletproof Coffee. Burlap is racing 5 lengths off that lead back in 4th. Sister D is a further 3 1/4 length away. Inspire Force and a Platinum Force bring up the rear. They've left the 3. They're arriving at the 5/16th, and it is Bootylicious and Rayan Lewis who control the tempo. At the top of the lane, Bootylicious beginning to go away from them. Duracell is left back against the rail here now, beginning to come on. That is Burlap and Dane Dawkins. It's Bootylicious attempting to steal the show from the off. Here now is Burlap digging in for a challenge on the outside. Bootylicious under the left-hand stick. It was changed from the right quickly, and she's asked for everything as Burlap comes bearing down on the outside. Inspire Force is running back in 3rd, but Bootylicious finds extra and kicks once again, and Bootylicious will win it over Burlap. Inspire Force. Duracell has finished in 4th.
Ian Prassard's 1-9 favourite Bootylicious takes the second event, beating Burlap in 2nd, Inspire Force 3rd, and Duracell in 4th place. On to race number 3 now. This was an optional claiming event contest covering a distance of 1,000 meters. The even money favourite Circle, the mount of 5-time champion jockey Trevor Slicer Simpson OD.
If he may be ready, he is. They're off. Special counsel shows early dash. Raw Liquid not too far off the fractions. Toward the far side, Circle is right up with the pace. They're spread across the course. An interesting finish looks to be in the offing. Denby Life and Fabulosity race nearest to us. More toward the center, that is a City Council. Raw Liquid has drifted across toward the middle. And on the far side, asked to progress all the time, that is Circle. They're coming up toward us and make their way now inside the last quarter. Denby Life looks to have the overall advantage. Moving over toward the far side, that's Special Counsel. Sudden Flight in the white with the pink now asked to get going by the rider who throws the works at him. But it is a Denby Life who continues to hold that lead inside the last furlong. Denby Life and devastating Dane Dawkins running away from them. Special Counsel on the far side with Sudden Flight. Milkman coming on late, but it's a Denby Life who takes it by 3 or more. Milkman second. Sudden Flight is third. Special Counsel is fourth. It's close for fifth.
Denby Life, with reigning champion jockey Dane Dawkins aboard, makes it 3 consecutive wins over the 1,000 meters straight distance for trainer Christopher Pear. Race number 4 was another restricted allowance event covering 5 furlongs. Spencer Chung had a double entry in Muzo and General Chief breaking from the 7 and 8 box respectively.
They're off. All the Emperor breaks on the far side. Stormer come in the green, now beginning to drift toward the center where Give Me the Light is. Hagao Sumai is not far off the fractions. Muso is also running close to the lead. Power of Faith is right against the stand fence along with Lord Berkington. They rub shoulders and they may share it as they come charging up with 3 furlongs remaining. Muso is in a handy spot. General Chief has work to do. The rest of them all need to do more. Hagao Sumai in the pink cap races more toward the middle with the grey Give Me the Light. And on the far side, Stormer come yet to come as they're inside the last quarter. It's a Lord Berkington and a Power of Faith who match strides. These two now going at it hammer and tongs as they drive up toward the final furlong. It is a Lord Berkington looking to have it narrowly. Power of Faith is right there. These two now heads apart. Here comes a Muso and a General Chief now beginning their flights toward the front end, and General Chief gets up to win it. Close between Lord Berkington and Muso. Hagao Sumai looks to be fourth. Power of Faith is fifth.
A 1-2 finish for trainer Spencer Chung was second past the post. Lord Berkington was disqualified and placed in 5th behind Power of Faith for causing interference and intimidation. The 5th event on the card was a maiden condition event for native-bred 4-year-old and up. The even money wager Traveller's Lodge from the Christopher Pearson barn was the hot favorite to win.
They're off. Babylon Will Fall came out awkwardly at the back along with the Megastar. As Heroine gets a good start, Hunzer is right there. Rani Bangala racing down on the outside. Blue Sky in the mix. They sort themselves out, and there goes Traveller's Lodge. And Traveller's Lodge in the blue silks now takes that lead and slips away by some 2 lengths over Rani Bangala. Heroine and Adenosine follow up with Hunza. Rosa the Warrior races next in the red risky bid on the outside of Blue Sky and Money Boy. Princess Sylvia and Babylon Will Fall race in front of Millennium Star and another brother way at the back, and a long, long way last to the Megastar. They're about to come into the top of the lane. They're at it now. 2 furlongs to run. Traveller's Lodge tested now by Rani Bangala, asked to pull alongside. Traveller's Lodge on the rail. The whip comes out in the right hand. Rani Bangala continuing to test. Hunza asked to run on with Adenosine. Rosa the Warrior in the red is out wide, and over on the rail it's Blue Sky. Traveller's Lodge continues to fight Rani Bangala. These two eye to eye, and Rani Bangala now points. It's Rani Bangala beginning to edge away. Rani Bangala will beat Traveller's Lodge. Blue Sky is third. Rosa the Warrior fourth. Princess Sylvia is fifth.
Robert Hardball Halidine powers home Rani Bangala to land a milestone 400th career win at Caymanas Park. A 1-2 finish for the Pearson brothers, the older getting the better of his younger sibling. It's now time for a break on the Caymanas Park Highlight Show. On the other side, we'll recap the remaining races on the card from Saturday, February 18. This included the day's feature, the I Love February Trophy. Welcome back to the Caymanas Park Highlight Show. In the second half of our presentation, we'll recap races 6 to 9. Race 6 was a maiden conditioned event over a distance of 1,000 meters round. 14 horses in the field. Robert Pearson's Natural Danger was the most favored among the punters, sent off at odds of 2 to 1.
He's ready. They're off. Hail the Admiral, Kindred Spirit. They came off a beat slow. Babbler is already left at the back. But they sort themselves out up front. Whiz Kid is right up there wanting that lead as they charge past the half mile, and True Identity is the one that surges to it. Cosmic Force chasing. Natural Dancer and Antarctica racing behind. Whiz Kid races next. Atomic Energy races ahead of Deadly Nightshade. Then a Fearless Reina. Exotic Light in front of Kismet and Hail the Admiral. A gap opens up to Kindred Spirit, then Babla and Smooth Aviator going nowhere at the moment at the back. The field come thundering into the top of the lane. Cosmic Force in the red right there. Natural Dancer now beginning to boogie on the outside, and Natural Dancer now slams into that lead. It's Natural Dancer from Cosmic Force. Antarctica on the rail. Here is a Whiz Kid and Robert Halliday now produced for a run, but it is still Natural Dancer by 2 lengths inside the final 16. Natural Dancer and Ray and Lewis. Here is Whiz Kid now produced with an explosive late kick, and Halliday and Whiz Kid beat Natural Dancer. Then Exotic Light, Cosmic Force. Fearless Reina is 5th.
Consecutive wins for jockey Robert Halliday in the 6th event, beating the favourite Natural Danger by 3/4 of a length in 1 minute 2 4/5 of a second. The 7th event was the feature race on the card. A small field of 6 lined up to face the starter. God of Love, with champion jockey Dane Dawkins in the saddle, was the 4-5 favourite over the short distance.
Holding them, they're off. The band comes out swiftly along with Curlin's Affair. Duke is right up there early, so too Lure of Lucy. God of Love in the red silks just in behind them, and Taurus Boy nearest to us, but they're right across the track and make their way now. They've covered the first furlong. Lure of Lucy may just have that overall lead. God of Love is on the premises. Taurus Boy the same. Toward the far side, La Ban, Curlin's Affair, and with ground to make up, that's the Grey Duke. But they charge up now toward the final quarter. The battle at the moment, Lure of Lucy, La Band now beginning to come at them. God of Love is in a handy spot and it could be coming through eventually. Taurus Boys toward us as they drive inside the final quarter. Lure of Lucy and a God of Love and La Band, these three now away from the rest. Taurus Boy trying to close up with Curlin's Affair. Duke, as usual, will begin a late run, but it's La Band on the far side who holds the advantage. Lure of Lucy trying to rally. La Band driven to the max, holds the lead from Lure of Lucy. Duke coming late, but Laban gets there over Lure of Lucy. Duke looks to be third over God of Love. Taurus Boy is next.
Trainer Richard Azan's Laban at odds of 7-1 upsets the apple cart, beating the favourites and taking the I Love February trophy. Lure of Lucy was second, Duke third, and God of Love in fourth. Race 8 on the card was a 3-year-old and up claiming event over 1,500 metres or 7.5 furlongs. A field of 11 sent to face the starter.
7.5 furlongs, they're ready. They're off. Here starts Sir John, just a shade slowly out with Mind That Cat. Shaboom took off quickly, so too Daddy Jones, Ras Emanuel, 3 times lucky. These now grouping up, wanting that lead as they make their way to the 6. And Daddy Jones gets it narrowly over 3 times lucky. They're separated by a head. E&I Links as they lead the 6, racing next, joined by Ras Emanuel. Secret Traveller on the outside of Turn on the Light. K-Boy races next. A break back to the Grey Shaboom. So John races toward the back of the field as they go flashing past the 5. Just in behind those, High Diplomacy, and a long way at the back, it's Mind That Cat. They're about to arrive at the half mile and run into that turn with Daddy Jones leading up, E&I Links right there. There goes Ras Emanuel. Secret Traveller is 5 lengths off that lead. A break back to 3 times lucky and Turn on the Light. Shaboom has made some progress, so John now begins to inch closer all the time as they go leaving the 3. Toward the outside, that is K-Boy, then High Diplomacy, and forget Mind That Cat needing a miracle. The field will come into the lane. It's a Daddy Jones on the outside. Ras Emanuel now on the attack near the rail. Further back to Secret Traveller and E&I Links, but they drive up now inside the final 3/16, and Ras Emanuel and Daddy Jones continue their duel up front. Secret Traveller, E&I Links trying to close up in the red sleeves. Racing widest of them all, that's Turn on the Light, but Daddy Jones continues to fight hard. Here is Secret Traveller. Daddy Jones out in front. Secret Traveller trying to get to Daddy Jones, who's driven to the max and possibly just gets there over Secret Traveller. It's close. In behind them, Shaboom, E&I Links. Turn on the Light looks to be 5th.
The second win on the card for Anthony Thomas and the first for the connections of Daddy Jones, just barely getting the win over Secret Traveller by a short head, stopping the clock at 1 minute 34 and 4/5 of a second. The ninth and final was another restricted allowance event going a distance of 1,300 meters. A field of 13 reduced to 12 by Exceptional Babs, being a late scratch at the gate.
They're off. Peaky Blinders misses the start, gives the rest a huge advantage as Tolona blazes the trail and leaves the 6 Legal Bomb ridden to go in pursuit. Shadowfax settle down in behind them. Northern Lady races on the outside of Whiskey. There goes a Lacrimae, Rum Puncher right there on the rail. In the blue silks, that's Alexa's Secret. Great Trick now beginning to go down. Rainsville at the grey on the outside. A gap back to Rail Boss, and Peaky Blinders asked to make up lost ground from the start. They're arriving at the final half mile and go sprinting into that turn. It is Tolona, attacked all the while by a Legal Bomb, but Tolona now the rider lets out a notch and Tolona slips away by more than a length. Legal Bomb continues the chase. A ridden Shadowfax asked to make up 3 lengths. Lacrimae the same, needing to find some 4 under the pump. Then Northern Lady, Whiskey toward the outside of Rum Puncher as they come now thundering into the top of the lane. Can they catch this Tolona out in front? Shadowfax will try to do it. Legal Bomb is over on the rail right alongside Northern Lady. Lacrimae and Peaky Blinders has miraculously made up all that lost ground and now looks a threat. Shadowfax just. Here is Peaky Blinders kicking in with what looks to have been an impossible charge, and Peaky Blinders, after a terrible start, now snatches the lead and begins to drive away from them. It's Peaky Blinders and Jerominis. They win it from Shadowfax, then Rainsville close. Could be Real Boss over Tolona.
Peaky Blinders at odds of 9-1 takes the 9th and final event with jockey Jerome Ennis aboard, registering 99 wins in his career at Caymanas Park. Second was Shadowfax, third Rainsville, and completing the top 4 was Real Boss. As we recap another exciting weekend of racing, it was highlighted with the skillful ride by Robert Halidine aboard WizKid in race number 6, and that mile upset by Laban, the mount of Anthony Thomas, in race 7, the feature event on the card. This has been another edition of the Caymanas Park Highlight Show. See you next time.